it for any of those who missed. Great. So welcome to the Flowcode Auto and Manufacturing webinar. It's taking a second to load, but we'll get there. As I mentioned before, I am joined by my co-hosts, Alex and Corey. Alex and I are on the customer success teams, and Corey is a product manager dealing with our print and template stores, which he will talk a little bit more about later. There we go. What? Okay, I'll share my screen. We're having some technical difficulties. That's all right. Here we go. All right. Slideshow. All right, so here are their beautiful faces. You already know Corey and Alex. So this just outlines what we'll be walking through, including our solutions, use cases, additional features, and then, as I mentioned, the Q&A at the end. So one, our solution. So our mission is really to connect the real world to the digital world instantly and magically. As you can see, we work with hundreds of brands and have hundreds or millions of connections, millions of codes and pages. We are used in 50 states and over 100 countries. So we are used nationwide as well as internationally. There is really no places that Flowcodes don't reach. So it's exciting to see that grow over the last few years since we were founded. But we'll get into that later, what codes and pages are, as well as the connections, which we'll be able to see in our data and analytics. So we like to say that we lead with design. As you can see, here are a few of the auto and manufacturing codes that our team has created in the past. So we'll take your brand guidelines and any logos or assets that you have. And with Pro Plus, you can request one of these beautifully designed codes. But if not, you can always use our generator in the platform to create your own codes, add in your logos, and play around with the different colors if you'd like. All flow codes are also dynamic, which means that you can change the scan destination at any point. Even if you printed out the code or put it on any of your materials, you can always change the scan destination. So you don't have to worry about reprinting or spending the time or money changing that code entirely. You can just edit it easily on the back end. Next is data. So we have advanced analytics with our Pro and Pro Plus plans. But with free, you're able to see scans by date. So you can see how many people are engaging with your codes and with your pages. We are one of the leading QR code generators in the industry with a GDPR and CCPA compliance. So we don't collect any personally identifiable information at the point of scan. So your customers can rest assured knowing that their data isn't being taken involuntarily. We are also patent protected. So as you see, these QR codes are circular. So we have a patent on that. You won't see any other circular QR codes out there that aren't a flow code, which is very exciting. We also make sure that all of our codes are QA or quality assurance tested to ensure that they're scannable across devices. So when you put out your code into the world, you'll know that people are able to engage with it. And you won't have any problems with people not be able to scan. We will go over best practices just to make sure that you're implementing them as you're putting them on your assets. But within our platform, we have safeguards against making codes that won't scan easily. And then last but not least, we do have Flow Page. So this is a mobile optimized landing page, which allows you to aggregate all your links and other relative information. It's really a digital ecosystem for your customers and audience. You can make donation pages for this, have it as a registration where you can collect customer information or CRM data, and then even include event calendars here so that you can have people sign up for specific events that you're hosting, or you can showcase different things like your social media, places to review your your cars or any other products that you're creating, and then really just showcase videos or other aspects of your brands that you want to call out to your clients. Next, we have data and analytics. So as I mentioned, with our basic and free plans, you're able to see scans by date, and then you can filter it out by today, the last 7 days, the last 30 days, and the last 90 days. You're also able to filter by name of the code, name of the folder, and even tags. So you can separate it by campaigns. If you're using multiple codes for marketing attribution, you can view the data per campaign. And then with our Pro and Pro Plus, you have access to advanced analytics, which allows you to see a more advanced breakdown of your top performing codes, as well as the traffic that's utilizing those codes. So you can see the device type that people are scanning with, whether it's Android, iOS, or other, as well as the day of the week and the time of day that you're scanning. So we'll get into this a little bit more later, but this is really great insights as to how your advertisements are performing, how your audience is engaging with your content, and how you might be able to leverage that. And then I'll pass it over to Alex for use cases.
Thanks, Corinne. I'm going to be talking about Flowcode for automotive. So these are all of the features that you can leverage within our platform. We have CRM collection for auto intenders. You can utilize Flowcode's contact collection form to collect emails, names, phone numbers, to create a more intimate and direct relationships with your partners and customers. You can create improved consumer engagement to provide meaningful instant connection points, building consumer loyalty, including AR and digital experiences. Frictionless client support, you have printing on billboards or magazine advertisements to scan to a video of a new model or to call a dealership for a test drive. Brand sponsorship ROI, the code should be an extension of your brand. So whether you're sponsoring an event or someone is sponsoring your event, with Flowcode, you can see the return on investment. Safety and recall compliance support. So ensure safety compliance recall as instant as a scan, and scan so clients can easily be advised on safety and defect reporting. Next, we have interactive marketing. So marketing attribution, you can attach or track marketing attribution by adding a unique flow code to each of your material. And attaching a unique flow code to a marketing effort is a great way to understand what campaign and which codes are getting attention. And it is also a great way to measure because each code is unique. Driving traffic to your website or share digital content. So printing again on a billboard or magazine advertisement to scan to a layout of a new model, like BMW did on the right-hand corner or in the middle. Or scan to customers so customers can learn more on your website before they buy. And then again, collect contact information from leads who have already shown intent. So you can utilize Flowcode's contact collection form to collect emails, names, phone numbers, etc., to create more intimate connections with customers. We have case studies. So Flowcode TV offers an end-to-end, not just a QR code. With Flowcode TV, you will see 2 times the lift in performance compared to videos without Flowcodes, 300% higher scan rates compared to normal QR codes, and 10% scan rate improvement with Flowcode technology. So utilizing Flowcode TV to distribute advertisements or sales events. There's a custom flow page option for mobile first landing pages built for 5G enabled experiences. And with our CRM collection, you can know who is scanning your codes to create direct relationships. And we have noticed that higher engagement rate with codes that have a specific call to action, because scanners know where exactly they're scanning from. And this video kind of shows a cool CTA there.
Go ahead. You can have my turn. Oh my, you have to see this.
On sales event. So people watching TV will know exactly where they're scanning, and we've noticed higher engagement with specific CTAs.
That's a great call out. By including URLs or phone numbers next to those too, it's shown increases because people know where they're being taken to, and it incentivizes them to scan more.
And this is just some more examples of use cases. There's truly nowhere you can't put a flow code.
And we'll pass it over to Corey for additional features.
I was kicked out earlier, so that's why I wasn't on screen. I
Were
blame
you?
Corinne. Hello, everybody. My name's Corey. I'm a PM. I've been with Flowcode since the very beginning, in kind of way back in June of 2019, before anybody knew what a QR code was. So this is a very exciting development to be able to kind of talk about all the stuff that Flowcode has enabled. But what we're looking at here is kind of something that we heard from feedback and got from some early creators and users, that they were putting their flow codes on the back of their phone to scan to, whether it was contact sharing, contact collection, or just their flow page, as you can see here with Ford's example. But I actually have one on the back of my phone, two actually, because I'm testing some other stuff. But it's LeBron, an example of a highly designed code. But yeah, the point here is that you can arm your sales team, your reps with flow codes just on the back of their phone. We call them flow tag because you can scan or tap them, like Apple Pay with NFC. And it could lead to whatever experience you would like, whether that's about a car model, or entering a sweepstakes. This destination can be changed at any time. You can track the data. You can track which rep is getting the most scans and taps. So really easy way to get scans, because it comes with a person telling someone to scan it. So we've seen a lot of success with flow tag. And then other ways, like Alex mentioned, you can print your flow code on pretty much anything. And so the product that I lead is kind of enabling all users of Flowcode to kind of do that as easy as possible. And so on the site, on the left navigation bar, when you're logged in, there's a print store and template experience. So as you can see with some of these images, we want to enable our users to put their code on table tents, business cards, stickers, magnets, window clings, posters, flyers, the whole thing. So specific to the auto industry, we actually got a lot of feedback on car magnets, because obviously they don't have like the adhesive like stickers do on the back that would kind of leave a little bit of residue. And so people have been really liking just ordering a car magnet, popping that on when they would want to get scans, and taking it off when they don't. So that's seen a lot of success. But this is available in the left navigation bar. The other thing is that we're super receptive to feedback here. If there's items that you are not seeing but you would want, just reach out. We have connections with a ton of print vendors that have those flexibilities. So just let us know. And then one of the more recent updates, this bullet on the bottom here, is that if you upgrade to Flowcode Pro or above, Pro Plus, you get discounts on your print orders. So for people that are Flowcode Pro, they get 20% off their order, and Pro Plus and above get 30% off. So pretty hefty discount there. Obviously, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for you guys to get your codes out into the real world in a very valuable way. So as I said, more feedback, welcome. But those are the first two bits. More about the tech, like the actual platform itself and what you can do with your codes. We launched Smart Rules about a couple years ago now, but this was another one of those early points of feedback where people wanted to have a single code that led to multiple destinations based on different factors, like device type. If someone scans with an Android, they should be taken to X. If someone scans with an Apple device, they should be taken to Y. And so that's an example of one of those variables. As you can see here, other variables that we offer are day, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, or time of day. So if you have a destination in mind in the beginning of the day, whether it's collecting information or some type of giveaway that ends at a certain time, then you can automatically just set that destination to change at a certain time. So you can really just have fun with this and not have to be in your platform all the time updating your codes. You can do it programmatically prior. Bulk creation is pretty self-explanatory, honestly. But instead of just pressing create 100 times to make 100 different flow codes, you're able to do so with a bulk CSV upload. This is a pro feature, a Flowcode Pro feature, as was Smart Rules, by the way. I should have called that one out. But with bulk creation, it just saves you time and energy, and you're activating more codes out into the world for different use cases, and really being smart and thoughtful about how your codes are being scanned, and being able to kind of measure the analytics that comes with each of them. And then just overall, the features that come with the platform, Corinne definitely mentioned this in the beginning, but all flow codes come with unlimited scans. Other platforms really shut you down and make you pay. After 14 days, it feels free, and then it's not. But again, it all comes down to providing you all with the most value. So we stick to unlimited scans. And on the custom code element, you saw a ton of examples of how custom it can get. We have a team of awesome designers that literally they just keep churning out these really unbelievable custom codes. This is a big differentiator with Flowcode. And at the end of the day, they attract the eye of your potential scanner, and people want to interact with it. It's much more consumer facing than a black and white square. People know that, hey, I should be taking out my phone and I should be scanning with it, scanning this code. Flow pages, when paired with the code, it's really powerful. It's all about the conversion. Yes, it's great for people to scan, but it's even better to understand what action they're taking next. And flow page really allows you to do all types of actions and update them at any time, and understand the data associated with each. And then pro support, I mean, you're looking at them right here. Corinne and Alex do an awesome job, among others, of really just, I like to say that we're the thoughtful QR, but there's also there's a human behind the code at Flowcode. Little cheesy, but it's honestly true. Try to go to any other QR site and talk to a human being or see our faces. It's not going to happen. And so these are all differentiators, and this is what we pride ourselves on.
Great. Thank you, Corey. So last but not least, we will have a Q&A. I see a few questions in the chat, but I'm going to stop sharing my screen so I can access those. Great. All right. So starting off with number one, what plan has Flowcode TV? So Flowcode TV is accessible with our Pro and above. This is a little different than you might think. You can optimize the Flowcode for TV with those plans, but if you're interested in utilizing our Flowcode TV tool, which allows you to embed it into the video directly, then that is only included in our ProFlex and Enterprise plans. If you're ever interested in either of those, feel free to reach out to Alex, Corey, or I. We will be following up with a recording of this, as well as some resources to help you with best practices, tips and tricks, and things like that. But to answer your question, again, you can optimize them with Pro or above, and then you can utilize the TV tool with ProFlex and Enterprise. Another question is, why would I need more than one code? And we touched on this a little bit throughout the presentation, but there are many ways why you might want more than one code, including marketing attribution. So you can put a unique code on your magazine advertisement, and then another unique code on, let's say, a TV advertisement, and you can see which one's getting more engagement. Let's say your magazine advertisement was getting more scans and leading to more return on investment. So you could say, all right, I'm going to allocate more of my marketing budget to magazine advertisements in the future. So it really helps save you money in the end. Another reason why you might want this is because of just different use cases. So let's say I was putting magnets, like Corey mentioned, on all of my cars, and I wanted these to scan to a form that you could fill out to schedule a test drive. Whereas the ones that I was putting on my marketing might be scanning to my website or my flow page, for instance. So again, just different use cases could call for those different need for codes. Next question is, are there specific materials I should be printing my codes on? So as long as the material does not have like holes in it or anything that will disrupt the data pattern, it should be okay for you to print your code on. Things like mesh and sometimes even cloth materials that can get wrinkled might impact the scannability of the code. So we always recommend that you test it first to make sure that your codes are scannable before you mass produce them. We will also send just some best practices in our follow-up. So we can share like size recommendations. One thing that we will note is we recommend at least 1 inch diameter of codes. So if you're putting it in like a direct mailer or something, we do recommend that it is at least 1 inch wide and tall. Next is, can I print on my own or do I need to go through you? Asking because I'm interested in printing codes for each of my machines and wonder the best way to do that. So there are a few options. As Corey mentioned, we do have that print store that you can order through, but we also have Flowcode API, which is available with ProFlex and Enterprise. And this just allows you to automatically generate thousands of codes or even millions of codes, depending on how many you're interested in. But that again will just automate the process and not make you hooked up to that bulk creation. So that's a really great alternative, especially if you're in the manufacturing business. People like to put codes on certain machines to help employees with any how-to instructions or even for IDs of certain parts of their manufacturing. So really a lot of use cases in that space. And then lastly, we have, is there a way to see where people are scanning from? So with ProFlex and Enterprise, you have access to that geolocation data. It uses the IP address of the device they're using to scan to get it down to a zip code level of geolocation. We are also including an interstitial, which will allow you to get more exact locations on customers, and they can opt into that. So it still is privacy compliant, which is great. But we also recommend doing unique codes for each of those different locations. If you are using a Pro or Pro Plus plan, you can create a code for, let's say we had a New York showroom and we wanted to include a unique code there, but then we also had one in the suburbs of Connecticut. We could create a different code for that so you can see the difference in scans across locations. So just some ideas to think about there. I don't see any more questions that we have, so we will wrap it up. But as we mentioned, we will be following up with the recording of this, as well as some best practices, tips and tricks, anything that we think would be helpful to you. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you to Corey, who is a very busy product manager, for co-hosting this with us. It was first of many. So if you have any questions, feel free
Thanks,
to reach
everybody.
out. But hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.